Dane returned to her new home abroad with a renewed sense of purpose after her trip to Nigeria. The memories of Kpanche, 𝐒𝐢𝐧𝐿, and the people she had reconnected with stayed vividly in her heart. Kpanche noticed the transformation in her mother. There was a lightness about her, a quiet confidence that hadn't been there before. "Mommy," Kpanche said one evening over dinner, "I've been thinking, what if we expand the Kpanche Foundation to include training programs for single mothers, just like you once needed support? We could help others who are struggling to raise their children alone." Dane's face lit up with excitement. "That's a brilliant idea," she said. Single mothers face so many challenges, and giving them the tool to build a better future could change their lives. Kpanche smiled. "I've been drafting a proposal. I was waiting for the right time to show you." Over the next few weeks, Dane and Kpanche worked tirelessly on the expansion plan. They envisioned a comprehensive program that would provide vocational training, financial literacy, and emotional support for single mothers. Zuma, still in 𝐒𝐢𝐧𝐿, joined the effort remotely, offering her expertise in community organizing. "We will start small," she said during one of their calls. "Focus on Kpanche and 𝐒𝐢𝐧𝐿 first, then branch out to other areas in Basa LGA and Kwara State." "Agreed," Dane said. "We need to ensure that the program is sustainable before scaling up." The first training session was held in Kpanche in collaboration with local leaders and educators. Dane traveled back to Nigeria for the launch, accompanied by Kpanche and Zuma. The event drew a large crowd, with many women eager to participate. During her opening speech, Dane shared her personal journey. "I know what it feels like to face the world alone," she said. "But I also know the strength that comes from resilience, determination, and the support of a loving community. This program is here to remind you that you are not alone." Her words resonated deeply with the audience, and by the end of the day, dozens of women had signed up for the training. One of the participants, a young mother named 𝐒𝐳𝐵, approached Dane after the session. "Ma, your story gives me hope," she said, tears in her eyes. "I've been struggling to provide for my children, but hearing you speak makes me believe that I can change my situation." Dane took 𝐒𝐳𝐵's hand in hers. "You absolutely can," she said, "and we will be here to support you every step of the way." Back abroad, Dane continued to oversee the foundation's operation while managing her restaurant. Zuma handled the day-to-day activities in Nigeria, while Kpanche worked on securing funding and partnership. The foundation quickly gained recognition, attracting support from both local and international organizations. Donations poured in, allowing them to expand their programs to other towns like Oguma, Ekende, and Sharia. "We are making a real difference," Zuma said during one of their meetings. The feedback from the participants have been incredible. Dane nodded, her heart swelling with pride. "This is what I have always wanted, to give others the opportunities I never had." One evening, 𝐾𝐲 surprised Dane with more good news. "Mommy, I have been invited to speak at an international conference on education and community development," she said. "They have asked me to share the story of the foundation," 𝐾𝐲 said, "but I want you to come with me. This is your story too." Dane hesitated. "Me? Speak at an international conference? Why not?" 𝐾𝐲 said, smiling. "You are the heart and soul of this foundation. People need to hear your voice." Few months later, Dane found herself standing on a stage in front of a global audience as she shared her journey from her struggles as a single mother to her success as a business owner and community leader. She felt a sense of fulfillment unlike anything she had ever experienced. "My story is not unique," she concluded. "There are countless women like me fighting to give their children a better life. All they need is a chance to learn, to grow, and to dream." That's what the 𝐾𝐲 Foundation is all about. The audience erupted in applause, and Dane received a standing ovation. 𝐾𝐲 watched from the sidelines, tears streaming down her face. After the conference, Dane and 𝐾𝐲 received numerous offers of collaboration and funding. Organizations from different parts of the world expressed interest in replicating the foundation's model in their communities. "This is bigger than we ever imagined," Zuma said during a celebratory video call. "It's because we dared to dream," Dane said, "and we are just getting started." Despite their growing success, Dane remained grounded. She continued to mentor women at the community center and run her restaurant. She often reminded 𝐾𝐲 and Zuma that the foundation's true purpose was to uplift others, not to seek recognition. One day, while reflecting on her journey, Dane said to 𝐾𝐲, "Do you remember how we used to struggle to afford even the basics?" 𝐾𝐲 nodded. "I will never forget, Mommy. It's what drives me to keep pushing forward." Dane smiled. "Those struggles shaped us, but they don't define us. What defines us is how we choose to rise above them." As the foundation expanded into new regions, Dane began to think about the future. She dreamed of opening a leadership academy for young girls, a place where they could learn skills, build confidence, and prepare to lead their communities. 𝐾𝐲 and Zuma were fully on board, and together they started laying the groundwork for the academy. "This is our legacy," Dane said one evening as she sat with Kpanche and Zoom, "It's not just about us. It's about the generations to come."